Hello there, and welcome to another fantastic video. I'm wasting no time today because it's been a month since I posted this Q&A announcement. But listen, I've been real busy, okay? Let me have a quick catch up with all the things that I've been doing in the last few months. We've had a few new videos, including my first ever collab with Barry. We've also had some really fun streams, and obviously those take up a lot of my time. Oh, and I also have been working my ass off in my actual job. And I've also moved into my new apartment, and that has honestly taken a fuck ton of time. It's kind of nuts, honestly, because my average day would be wake up, work from 9 until 6, and then I would have to go ahead, go all the way to the new apartment, move shit over. By the time I was done, it was 10 p.m. and I just wanted to go to bed. However, somehow between a month ago and now, I've managed to go from 5k subs to over 6k, and that is just... what? I honestly don't know how to process this. In all seriousness, before we get into the questions, let me make something very clear. This channel is growing way faster than I could ever have hoped for. You guys are crazy, and I absolutely love all the fun we've been having on the channel as well as on the Discord server. I'll leave the cheesy thank you part of the video towards the end, but before we get to the questions, I'm gonna say this right now. I know you guys want the husbando video, and I delayed it to like the year 3000, because there isn't a goddamn day in my life where I don't get asked, "Where's the husbando video?" Everybody asks where the husbando video, but nobody asks how the husbando video. But I am feeling generous and I have reset the counter to 0, which means that we could have the husbando video by next week. However, if any of you fuckers have asked where it is in this Q&A, it gets delayed by a week. Alright, now let's look at what you guys have said. Giraffe, you're a classic. Thank you for introducing members of your family to the channel. I really appreciate that. What is my favorite character in Elden Ring? It has to be Ronnie. Like, come on. I love Ronnie to pieces. She's such a good character. Very pivotal in the lore. She plays a very important role. And plus, like, her voice is... Unironically, I really do like pretty much everything about her. I like the design. I like the voice acting. I like the story. And I like the ending that she provides. My favorite Star Wars character? Oh my god, dude, I could make an entire video on this. I like General Grievous a lot, but I'm not talking about, like, the Revenge of the Sith one, or the one in the Clone Wars, although, you know, it's kind of cool as well. I'm talking about the 2003, I think, official cartoon. You know, the one where General Grievous slaughters an entire fucking group of Jedi by himself. I don't know what the fuck happened to him. Like, in the 2003 cartoon, you can tell that before he got his lungs crushed and shit, he was just an ice-cold killer. This motherfucker stops an entire army from going after Jedi just so that he can do it himself. He's the kind of guy that literally stormed into Chancellor Palpatine's home, killed a bunch of clones, killed even more Jedi by himself because he literally just wants to get the job done. He's just so cool, and the story behind him is awesome. The way he fights is awesome. Like, you notice that the characters that don't talk a lot of Star Wars just have, like, some of the best shit ever. It really breaks my heart that in the Clone Wars and in Revenge of the Sith, he's just this, like, stupid little villain that twirls his mustache and run away. Like, come on. Who's your least favorite waifu from the Monster Hunter series? This one is a bit difficult because I'm indifferent to them or I am, like, really into them. So obviously the top one kind of has to be Hinoa, just because I just really like Hinoa. I think her character design's cool. I think her sort of personality in the character is really cool. I think the fact that she fights with you is really cool. Plus, she's great in follow requests, man. Like, whew, I love it. In terms of favorite, though, I think it's the one that we spent the least amount of time with, which is the Serious Handler. Now, hear me out. I know that the handler herself is really annoying, but, like, the Serious Handler, she just kind of narrates the whole thing like a super military operation. And while that is really cool in the short amount of time that we have her around, just imagine having that all the time. Like, it would fucking blow my brains out. Are the blue triangles on your character eyes, and why are they so hard to draw? They aren't eyes. They're just gems embedded onto my helmet. I'm an empty suit of armor. I don't have eyes. Who is Joe, mama? There's no fucking way you're making me fall for that joke in 2023. Elden Ring stream went... Yeah, you can tell this is old. I mean, Jesus Christ, I even did a collab stream with Barry. Fuck me, I need to be a better YouTuber. Peacock, your boy, he's back, and he has 3 questions for me. How do you feel about me copying your layered armor but having the Gargoyle mask? I mean, go for it. I you know, I didn't make the pieces of armor, and even if I did, I don't care. Just go ahead and, you know, show your drip. What would happen if Mithra wears you like armor? Where's the layered armor with Teostra and Kushala capes? Although they are really cool, I just struggle to find something where they would fit. Maybe it's because I like having helmets and I don't like having like an open headpiece. Plus the Kushala one kind of makes you look like wide Kylo Ren. Logic here is asking, would I eat dongos every day if Hinoa or any of your favorite waifus was cooking them every morning for you? Do I really need to answer? Of course I would. Dude, I would starve if that meant I would get to spend a week with my favorite waifu. Yubil's got some questions here. Let's go for it. Why not trying to expand waifu videos to other games or content? That is going to happen. That is planned for later on this year. I'm actually going to go into that maybe a bit later on. If I were to make art of Mithra wearing me as armor on a scale of 1 to 10, would that be okay with you? Dude, holy shit. Absolutely, yes! A million, go for it! And a quick, which monster is the most smashable? Oh my god, this is like the fucking Vaporeon copy pasta all over again. If you know the one I'm talking about, you're sick in the head. Which is probably why you subscribed to me in the first place. Listen, dude, I don't condone bestiality, okay? That's fucking sick. But it would obviously be Kezu. Oh lord, Draco has a lot of questions. Okay, let's go for it. Do you think you'll do a video where the Order members can partake in it other than your amazing live streams? Well, thank you very much for calling my live streams amazing. And yes, I do have video ideas where people, like my viewers, can actually participate. I'm still working on them because, like, I have a lot of shit that I'm working on in terms of ideas I'm very excited for, but I can't just spill the beans yet. What's your next sub goal count since you have hit 5k already? Oh god. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, 5k was actually my goal for the year, like the entire 2023 year, and we hit it like before January even ended, so now I'm a bit kind of like, I don't know. I really don't know. At this point, after I hit my goal, I think, you know, new people are great, but I don't really have a number in mind. I mean, if we could hit some, like, I don't know, 7,500. There you go. There's a number. I don't know. Will you do a collab video with anyone in the future? Again, you can tell this question is old because I did a collab video with Barry. Yes, I am very much working on a collab with a couple of other content creators, some of which you guys have heard of, some of which you haven't. And then husband of well, there you go. Start to counter. Little Chu is coming back, and he's being really nice to me, as per usual. And which one do I prefer, Monoblos or Diablos? Since I haven't fought Monoblos, I'm kind of just, you know, I can't really answer that question. I'm really sorry. However, I'm very much trying to fight him because he sounds like a really cool fight, and I want to go after him. Nephilia, the beloved cat girl here in our community in the Order. Wait, no, fuck's sake. Since you hit your goal, what will be your new goal? I don't know. I have to go back to Draco on this one. Maybe 7,500 and I'll be happy. I don't know. I'm already blown away happy with 5k, so I don't know, man. I'm sorry. Do you have any plans to do any non-Monster Hunter video streams? Absolutely. As you guys have seen, I've already started with Elden Ring, and that is just the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot of stuff that I'm gonna make that isn't about Monster Hunter. Whether the YouTube algorithm is gonna punish me for that, well, we probably will, but I don't care. I make this channel for fun. Joe over here has 3 questions. Is it ironic that both Mithra and Raphaelos have a silver color and costume alternative? This is related to Xenoblade and, more specifically, Super Smash Bros. I don't think it's ironic at all, because in Smash Bros and in Xenoblade, you have the gold and the silver, with Pyra being like golden and Mithra being silver. I think it's fucking genius, like, Jesus Christ. Plus, like, low-key, silver-haired Mithra is gonna make me act up. How did you first get into Toho Project Sense? You nailed the name of Marissa Kirasame perfectly. One of my friends, he was into the series, and he just kind of introduced it to me, and yeah, there you go. Did you watch the new Puss in Boots movie? Because it's an amazing movie, believe it or not. My girlfriend and I still have to watch that shit. She won't let me watch it without her, and like, we're always very busy, we're always very, you know, we're working, so I'm just chained. I need someone to watch it with me, please. Duplex, well, would you look at that? Time for a little plug. If you guys have not heard of Duplex, he's literally like the best DJ in the Monster Hunter community ever. He has an extremely fucking amazing channel, and I'm so happy that making this channel allowed me to become friends with this dude. He's honestly super talented, super fun. I love you, mate. Favorite themes in all of Monster Hunter or gaming in general? Oh man, favorite Monster Hunter theme. Ooh, this is pretty difficult. I mean, damn, if only I had a favorite monster to follow. Yeah, Valstrak's theme is pretty much a banger for me. Like the original from GU. I really like that theme. In terms of favorite, like, video game sort of, you know, themes in general, it's a bit of a tough question because I like different themes for different different reasons. So for example, Xenoblade has a lot of really good themes. They have stuff like More Ardain, Roaming the Wastes, Elysium in the Dream, Bringer of Chaos, Gormot. They have some really good stuff. I also have some more funky ones, like literally Ain't Nothing But a Funky Beat from Lethal League. It's quite cool. There's a lot of other stuff, like pretty much any Guilty Gear track of any of the Guilty Gear games I fucking bang my head to. They're all amazing. We have some other stuff as well, like League of Legends. They have something like Casante's theme, which I really like, and Pantheon's theme. But I have to say, one of my absolute favorite games with like an amazing OST from beginning to end is Nier Automata. They have some insane tracks in there, like Kaine. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know, dude. I could have an entire talk about this. Maybe this could be a whole thing, Duplex. Maybe you and I should do this. Roland Mayo is asking what favorite dinosaur from the Walking of the Dinosaurs, and for fuck's sake. You know what? Just because that one, I'm not even going to answer your question. Definitely not because I didn't watch what you're talking about. Space Megalodon is asking if I would rather fight 10 afflicted Kezers at the same time without earplugs or go on a date with the handler. Man, come on. Like, look, this character gets a lot of hate. I get it. The design isn't the best, and maybe the interactions you have with the character are not the best. Like, look, I understand there's a lot of room to make fun of this character, okay? But I'm gonna, you know, just stick one out, and I'm gonna take a bullet for the boys, if you will, and I'm going to choose the 10 afflicted Kezis. There's no fucking way I'm going on a date with a handler. I'm sorry. Isaac, of course, coming in with a gym question. Do I dumbbell press or bench press? I do both. I don't do a lot of weight, but I do both. Tijmen, I don't know if this is Tijmen. I don't know how to read your name. I'm really sorry. Am I gonna play Monster Hunter Stories 2 or any other Monster Hunter spin-off in the foreseeable future? You're actually coming in at a very interesting time, because I have been thinking about playing Frontier recently. A couple of my friends over that I've met through YouTube here, they have been playing it and they've been having a blast, and I kind of want some blast, I'm not gonna lie. Gust, my Brazilian brother. Do I intend on talking about more stuff that I like on the channel? Absolutely. I have said this before, but I am working on a load of like different video formats to talk about stuff that I also like outside of Monster Hunter. But I don't want to approach it just saying, oh, I'm also a fan of this, so the other fans of this can also enjoy it. I want to approach it in the sense of, this is why I believe Monster Hunter fans would enjoy this. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right, but you know, that's the kind of angle that I'm trying to take. And it's not just games either. I kind of want to expand it to anime and maybe music and even like TV series and shit. Orange is here asking me, but why do I love the boomstick so much? Was it your first weapon? Did you pick it up in Rise or Sunbreak? Is there a particular way you play it that makes it click? Any other weapon you vibe with? Also, congrats. Thank you very much, RNG. Gunlance is just fun. Like, it's not a good weapon in terms of damage, and it definitely has a lot of like frustrating shit that needs to be sorted. But the bottom line is that it is just a really fun weapon. Like, I cannot not have fun with that weapon when I'm playing it. I looked at the weapon, I really liked it. I didn't really understand how to use it. I started watching Rurikon's channel and Chaos Slayer, and then I learned. With time, I got really good with the practice, and it's just a really fun weapon, honestly. In terms of other weapons, I definitely vibe with Lance, and I really do vibe with Sword and Shield, and I'm trying to get into Charge Blade, but we'll get back on that one because I'm not really sure if I have any room to talk about Charge Blade at the moment. Macro's dad is asking me 2 questions. Unfortunately for me, I main Hammer exclusively, so I already quit. I'd be happy to watch some more videos and streams for you all. Macro's dad is also here to ask me a question about what's my favorite Soulsborne game, and would you ever consider streaming it or making more videos on them? Dark Souls 3 is my personal favorite. Well, Macro, believe it or not, I also love Dark Souls 3 to the bone, but if I have to speak about my favorite Soulsborne game to date, it's Bloodborne. I mean, I have a tattoo of Bloodborne on my arm, and it's quite a sizable one. Thank you so much for asking this question, by the way. I love talking about that, and I really do want to make content surrounding Bloodborne, even if it's just like a couple of streams, running it through 2023. We'll see, but I really want to do it. Robert also has a lot of questions that he wants to ask. Run takeover of the channel when? Oh, fuck's sake, hold on. Least favorite weapon? It would probably have to be light bowgun. I just find it a little too repetitive. Maybe it's just not my playstyle because there's other factors that I take into consideration when playing melee weapons that I don't when I'm playing light bowgun. Like the light bowgun in Rise and Sunbreak, it just feels so safe, especially with like the back hops and shit that they've added. You have iframes on it, which makes it feel riskless, if you will. But then I guess gunners could say the same about gunlance, right? Because, you know, I have guard level 3 and I just pretty much hold walk whenever shit goes south. Will I do a playthrough of Monster Hunter 6? I'm not sure if I'll do a playthrough. I'll definitely do like the videos that I've done for Bazinga Goose and shit like that, where I kind of do little highlights as I go. I will definitely stream it. I will definitely be making loads of content around it, but I don't know if a playthrough is my style. I don't know if I'm, you know, I'd probably just be very quiet enjoying the game. So I just feel like it'd be a very boring piece of content for you guys to watch, and I don't know. We'll see. What monsters don't you want to see come back in Monster Hunter 6? That's a really good question. So off the top of my head, I don't want to see Gyrototus again. Fuck him. He's so boring. He's literally the worst version of a frontier monster. They took Lavasioth and said, spray mud on him and make him into a monster. Put him in World and then put him again in fucking Rise. Like, what? You can tell I'm a bit passionate about this topic. I really don't like Gyrototus. At the same time, a very controversial one for me is Kushala. I don't know, maybe. I don't really know why. Like, I can't explain it, okay? I would also like to see Rajang step away for a little bit and give the sort of monkey monster title to someone else, although I really like him. It's an odd question. I just don't want to really see him too much. And I guess my final thing would be someone like the bear type monsters like Arzuros, Lagombi, Volvidon. I don't like those fights. I get it. They're beginning game monsters and we kind of need them because they have an easy to adapt skeleton. I just personally don't like these three. Like, Lagombi just dashes around and wastes a bunch of time. Fucking same thing with Volvidon. He rolls around and you just have to wait or chase him. With Arzuros, I'm cool with it. It's just that when you go against Apex and he just kind of spams the same like 3 moves constantly, it just gets really boring for me. So hopefully we could see some like fresh faces in Monster Hunter 6 for the starter monsters, but yeah. Smashable monster tier, fuck me. What is up with you guys and wanting me to make a list or like comments about which monsters are more smashable? Jesus Christ, guys, fuck me. Monster feet tier, okay, let's not get any better. Jesus Christ. This last question better be good, man. I swear to God. Since the armor is hollow on the inside, will filling it up concrete stop you from moving? Nope, I can just kind of get rid of it. Would you want to see a scythe or a dual fan be added as a new weapon? I'm probably gonna just, you know, be a little bit of a party pooper and say no. With scythes and fans, these are weapons that are kind of like really associated with magic. I know this might not seem like the case, but Monster Hunter weapons are designed to be quite practical. Now, you guys probably don't know this, but scythes are like one of the worst weapons ever created. For starters, they're not actually a weapon, they're a farming tool. Some people just use them as weapons, and you know, it's been kind of added into fantasy and stuff as a weapon. In terms of fans, I could see something a little bit more Monster Hunter-ish, like a big fan like that one girl from Naruto whose name I forgot, but maybe you have like blades on it or something, and I think that could work. Because I'm out here talking, but Wild Hearts has something that is quite similar. They have an umbrella that has blades on it, so they could potentially do something like this. But then again, Wild Heart has a lot of magic essence into its playstyle, which Monster Hunter doesn't. Could they be good weapons? I guess, but I think that we could do more interesting stuff, especially because technically speaking, you go through some of the layered weapons and you already have them. Like, you have scythes as long swords, scythes as great swords, and you have fans as like sword and shields and such. MCH has a couple of questions as well. What mechanics from previous Monster Hunter games that you've played before or heard of that you'd like to see back? How do you see them being implemented together? This is a really good question. Actually, probably above my knowledge, really. I heard of elemental shells being a thing. I would definitely like to see them because elemental damage is just not a thing when you play Gunlance. I like to see elemental shells implemented in a similar way to something like Files from the Charge Blade. I also would love to see Hunter Arts back. I mean, I just don't want to go back to what we had in Worlds Combat, where it was just one way of playing the weapon and that's it. And I know people can say shit like, oh, but with Gunlance you can play Slaplands or Wide. I know, but the moves were all the same and you didn't have any sort of variety when it came to how you wanted to mix it up. I know that there's always going to be a meta way to play a weapon, but for example, in Rise and Sunbreak, I can opt to play aerial Gunlance, or I can play ground Gunlance. I can play something like Bullet Barrage Spam, or I can play Hail Cutter. You know, there's a lot of different things that you can go for, and I just kind of want to see that gameplay variety return. What monster do you think is best waifu material? Is the Monster Hunter universe's wise? At least you're self-aware, MCH, because most people have just been asking me without even knowing. Look, I don't know what you guys want me to say here, okay? Like, yeah, I guess you can make it, like, what was the word? Anthropomorphic and kind of humanize them and make it look a bit better. But who the fuck looks at a monster and goes, oh yeah, that's hot. Like, I really like that's a little concerning, I'm not gonna lie. Although if you guys are doing this as a joke, this is like pretty genius because it is getting me to wonder a lot about my life. What are you planning to do after achieving another milestone? Who knows, maybe 10k by the end of 2023? I don't know. Like, Like, I feel like a giveaway is a good way to celebrate these things, but I honestly don't know. I have so many other projects in my head in terms of different game content, different, you know, collabs and different projects that I really want to work on for YouTube, that celebrations and milestones, they're kind of like in the back of my head, but I don't know. I'll guess I'll see when I cross that bridge. Favorite NPC in all of Monster Hunter? No waifus? God damn, this is a tough one. I really like that one hunter from World. You know, the guy that faces off against Velkhana? He is so cool. It could just be the fact that he's also covered in armor. You know, I have a weak spot for that, I guess. But he's just a cool guy, and it's awesome to see that in the story he actually plays a role. He also even, like, tries to square up to Nergigante right at the beginning. It's so cool because when I started Monster Hunter, it was with World, and seeing, like, this guy, this one dude just take on a fucking dragon that I was like, yeah, I'm never gonna kill that. It's just so cool. I really like him. I think he's a badass character. Classic when... Fuck's sake. Opinion on Monster Hunter merch? There is quite a lot of it, but it's not easily accessible. Recently, I know that the Eric's boys, they've been doing a fantastic job with, like, the little charging bits, the paunchies, the t-shirts that I didn't get to fucking buy. I think it's going in the right direction, you know? I'm really excited to see what else they're gonna bring out in the future. Like, maybe you'll start having collector's editions with, like, statues of characters and shit. Plus, the amiibos are pointing us in the right direction there. I feel like we have a lot of good stuff ahead of us here. My comfort monsters would probably be, maybe either base version of Valstrax, but to not make that answer boring, I would also look at something like regular Odogaron as well as regular Legiana. Plus, I have a thing for any of the Rathians, like be a regular Rathian, Dreadqueen, or even just Gold. I like them all. I think they're pretty cool. 5 funny/interesting facts about me. Jesus, okay. I lived in 4 different countries. I played a guitar, but not well at all. I have met one of the most famous people in the world 5 times without even knowing that this person was famous. I have met a YouTuber called Spazzy, which used to be a big thing back in like 2015. I mean, I'm sure he's very successful nowadays, but I just don't keep up with the guy anymore. I speak 3 different languages, this being English, Portuguese, and German. At least I speak them kind of like fluently. I kind of also speak a bit of French and a little bit of Spanish as well, but that's a different thing. And I actually was pretty good at kickboxing when I was a kid, to the point where I competed in the Brazilian nationals for it. Yeah, isn't that a thing? And then just a quick opinion on the monster themes. Do you think composers are going the right way with them? I mean, dude, have you heard Malzeno's theme? I'm not a musician. Probably the best person to ask would either be Davi or Duplex. They're the actual musicians in the Monster Hunter community that I know of. But yeah, dude, they're smashing it. Keep it up. Emperor has asked me if I have tried the Greatsword. I have. I actually really like Greatsword. But because of the heavy grind in the meta for anomalies, I just barely play anything other than Gunlance. Like, I really want to get into Charge Blade, but I just don't have the time to do it. Aaron's asking, how am I so funny? That I don't know. I just sound funny, I guess. I have a funny voice. Can I show my best builds? Yeah, the best build that I kind of have is this Gunlance build right here. It uses long shell, and it specializes in, like, not only melee damage, but also shell damage. You can also spam a bunch of, like, bullet barrage with it. It's not optimal, but, you know, it's fun. Then I also have this Lance build that has allowed me to do Risen Crimson Glow under 10 minutes. It's actually quite good. Not the best out there, because I'm gonna be real with you guys. I don't think I'm gonna grind to the max to finish these builds. I just can't be fucked. Mega Gala is asking if I want to be a VTuber. I mean, I would like that. I really want to have a VTuber model. It's a really fucking hard piece of work, and maybe I'm thinking about it already, but the reason as to why I don't want to show my face is not because I'm ashamed of it or anything like that. My face is out there on the internet. If you've been on this channel long enough, you have seen my face at least once. But I just don't want it to be the focus of my content. I just don't feel like I can use my face to that advantage. I just feel like people would, you know, prefer to look at the piece of armor. And that's not low self-esteem. That's just kind of how I want to be seen. Like, rather than just being that guy that's into waifus a lot, I want to be that guy that's into Monster Hunter and is covered in armor and thinks about waifus a lot. Shies is just... for fuck's sake. If you would fuse 2 Monster Hunter monsters from any game, which would it be? This is a really good question. I would kind of go for, like, the ultimate fast monster. So blend Valstrax with Odogaron and see how it fucking works. Or, alternatively, I would also like to see, like, a 4-winged dragon, almost like completely different existences. Something like a Dread King Rathalos and a Legiana or something like that. This question is actually really creative, and I feel like I'm giving a really shit answer answer, but this is all I have in mind at the moment. Ymir is asking, is your hair long in real life? Absolutely not. But if you're mentioning about, you know, my avatar, then, you know, I don't know. Is that part of the armor? Is that my hair? Who knows? Let me just distract you with this. Piece of art by Ava. You love to see it. What are your top 5 favorite monsters? Well, Martin, my absolute top 5 favorite monsters consist of something like Valstrax at number 1, Ebony Odogaron at number 2, Alatreon or Alatreon, whatever you want to call him, at 3. And then it gets a bit hazy because I've started thinking about monsters that like I haven't fought too often or that I just haven't fought at all. Like, interestingly enough, I really like Yungaruga. I especially Scarred Yungaruga. I feel like he's such a cool monster. But then I also really am into something like Dalamador, which I've never fought ever. Ali has a question. Was that fucking God damn it. Hey, it's your boy Mick. He is an admin, not only on the streams, but also on the Discord channel. This guy's a fucking legend. He works super hard for this channel, and I never even have to ask. He just does everything, and he never asks for anything in return. With that in mind, I'm not going to answer one of your questions, because honestly, fuck you. What is the inspiration behind my character? Artorias. Like, literally Artorias, dude. For me, I think he's a really cool character. His story, but, you know, about being a hero, sacrificing himself for the greater good, despite perhaps not being the best or strongest fighter out there, is incredible. I also just love the knight aesthetic. I think it's incredible, and I kind of wanted to go with an ashen sort of look. You know, combine dull grays that I have as a person, because, you know, I'm not 100% interesting. I know that's really hard to believe. And combine them with a mysterious tone of purple and blue, which is shiny, to kind of attract, you know, draw attention from the dull gray, and kind of serve as a philosophical reminder of, you know, it's okay to be boring sometimes, and it's okay because you can also be a great person. You don't always have to be great. But yeah, Artorias, I fucking love him, and I kind of wanted to be him so bad. NS, the guy who has given more memberships than I could ever fucking think of. Thank you so much for that, by the way, my guy. If you had to design a new weapon for a future Monster Hunter game, what would it be? Also, if I had to design a new weapon, I would love to go back to something like the Tonfas. I would like a fist kind of weapon, you know? The Tonfas have like stakes in them, and they look like shields, so they look really sick. I would love to have something like that. Because honestly, I would have suggested something like the Charge Blade, but without having it turn into a big axe, maybe like a huge spear or something. That's kind of like my dream weapon, actually. Like, imagine this. You have a medium sword and shield that you can use to power up, and it just turns into a giant spear. Obviously, it's my bias. These are like my favorite weapons of choice, really, but I don't know. Spax here is not even bothering about asking my favorite monster. He already knows, but my favorite version of Valstrax would probably have to be the original. I really like Crimson Glow, and I really also like Risen Crimson Glow. It's a very challenging fight, and I love how he keeps me on my toes, but nothing beats meeting Valstrax for the first time. It's a fantastic fight. Mindtab is asking, when is the... Nice save there, buddy. What's your favorite monster from all of Monster Hunter games? Well, you know, I've said it multiple times in this video alone, but it's definitely Valstrax. Oil is asking which one is my favorite gem? Like the rocks? See, this is a really bad question because I'm a very uncultured individual, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. I like rubies a lot. Are rubies a gem? Is that a thing? Also, which weapon would you bring with you if you were to rob a vault of gems together? Ah, so this is where it was going. Oh, and also, why would it be Gunlance? Oh, that's funny because, you know, Gunlance goes boom. If I have to create a show with Monster Hunter characters, who would I choose and what would their roles be? This is such a good question. I don't know about a sitcom or a rom-com because I kind of would turn it into like some sort of anime. And I know that they're technically kind of like they fall into these sort of categories, but I would probably have twins as like students. I would pick people like the twins and then the Guildmarm. I would choose some of the knights as well, like Luchika. Birin could be like a senpai and shit. And I would also definitely choose the general from World. I kind of would like to put the handler in there because this is a great opportunity to fix the, you know, the terrible character building that she has. I don't know, dude. This could be a whole video in itself. It's a very tough question, especially because apparently Monster Hunter 4 had like the best story ever and hence the best characters. I know that some of them are in Legends of the Guild, and I don't know. This is a really tough question. I feel like I need to study Monster Hunter a bit better to answer this. I'm really sorry, manga fan. If you could choose between never having to eat but also being unable to eat or keep living normally, what would you rather do? I would rather just keep being able to eat, honestly. I love cooking and I love, you know, just eating my cooking, so that's kind of like one of the big pleasures I have in life. So I would like to keep that and, you know, would rather keep going. Hakiro Toji is asking, 1, how are you? I'm doing great. How about you? 2, did I play Monster Hunter Frontier? I think that's what it stands for, but no, I haven't yet, but I am probably going to because Mick is pretty much brainwashing me into playing it at this point. And 3, will I talk about it in a video? If I do start playing Frontier, I will most definitely make some sort of content around it, even if it's just a stream, but I would probably make a video on it as well. And that's pretty much it. Wow, that was a lot of recording. I've been literally talking into my microphone for like an hour now. Before I finish the video, I just want to say a couple of words. This is where it gets cheesy, so if you don't want to deal with this crap, you can leave. That's fine. I completely understand. Life has been pretty challenging recently. My job has been absolutely draining me, and, you know, moving into a new apartment also has been, although, you know, incredibly exciting, it's very fucking tiring. I think everybody can relate. March has just been a shitty month for some reason. Like, in general, it's been just very challenging. But, like, you guys give me so much strength to go through it, not just in video comments, but also, like, during streams when we hang out or just talk dumb shit in the Discord server. I just feel like it's always fun, you know? And I would honestly like to just say thank you for that, because this channel has become a very important part of my life. There's not a day that goes by where I don't look at it and look at the funny stuff you guys say and the funny things that we have, like, experience together, and I just don't smile, and it kind of makes the whole day better. Plus, I've been able to make so many good friends, like, from something this dumb. It's just so nice. I'm really looking forward to the future of the channel, not because I want to grow and make money, but just because there's so much fun stuff that I have in store, and I really am excited to share it with you guys, but now is not the best time. With that in mind, I would like to say thank you once again, and I hope to keep seeing you guys around, and yeah, have a great day. Peace.